Welcome to Mr. Disturbing. Tonight, we are plunging into the dark heart of the Appalachian Mountains with some truly unsettling true horror stories that will keep you up all night. If you're brave enough, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next descent into fear. Now, get comfortable, relax. My name is Julian. I am 41 years old. I work as a cultural historian in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I came to the Appalachian Mountains to write, to escape the city, to find silence in the folds of the old hills. I had rented an isolated cabin near an overgrown stretch of the Appalachian Trail, deep into North Carolina. It had once belonged to a forestry surveyor. The cabin was simple. One room, wood stove, no electricity, a spring-fed pump nearby. I arrived in mid-November. The leaves had mostly fallen. Only a few copper and brown ones clung to the high branches. The air was cold, damp. It smelled of rotting leaves and rich earth. Low clouds hung close above the ridge. The first days were peaceful. I spent the mornings hiking, the afternoons reading and writing by the window. Nights came early. The sky turned deep gray by late afternoon. The wind whispered steadily through the bare trees. The forest felt ancient, older than the trail itself. Thick moss draped the stones. Fallen trunks lay soft with rot. My footsteps sank slightly in the damp ground. I felt alone in a way that was comforting. At first. The third evening, a light rain began. I listened to it against the cabin roof. The wood stove glowed softly in the corner. I wrote by lantern light, warm beneath wool blankets. Outside, the forest was quiet, only rain and wind. I slept deeply that night, the kind of sleep that feels endless. The air inside was cold when I woke. My breath misted. I dressed quickly. The woods beyond the window were wrapped in pale fog. The rain had stopped. I set out after breakfast. The trail was slick beneath my boots. The forest held a deeper hush than before. No birds, no wind. Only the soft sound of water dripping from the branches. It was on that walk that I noticed something odd, a narrow path branching off the main trail. I had not seen it on my map. It was older, faint, edged in moss and stone. The trees leaned tightly overhead. I stood there for a long time, listening. The air felt heavy, close. I turned back. The fog pressed low all around me. My footsteps sounded strange on the sodden earth. That night I could not sleep. I woke often, listening. I thought I heard soft sounds outside, a faint tapping, distant at first, then closer. I told myself it was branches against the roof, but the tapping moved. It circled the cabin, slow, measured. My pulse slowed. I lay still beneath the blankets. Breath held. The sound faded near dawn. I rose with the gray light. Outside, the ground was marked. Faint impressions, long, narrow, not quite footprints. They circled the cabin twice, then led back toward the hidden path I had found. I spent the morning trying to focus on my work, but my mind wandered. Back to the path, to the marks in the soil. The cabin felt colder. The air seemed thinner. By dawn, I knew I would have to see the path again. The pull was too strong. By afternoon, the fog returned, thicker than before. The light dimmed early. I built a fire, listened to the wind rise through the trees. It was not the same wind as before. It carried something else, a faint tone, a hum barely audible. I felt it more than heard it, low, deep. It settled into my bones. That night, the tapping returned, louder, slower, always moving. Never random. I did not sleep. I watched the darkness beyond the window, the hum growing stronger beneath the wind. The fog had not lifted. It clung low to the ground. The trees were blurred shadows beyond it. The forest smelled stronger now. Damp earth, old bark, a faint trace of something metallic beneath it. I packed lightly, took my lantern and notebook. The path waited, winding between leaning trunks. I told myself it was only curiosity, but it felt deeper than that, as if something had been calling. Each step along the hidden path felt heavier. The ground was soft, springy beneath my boots. My breath misted in the cold air. The hum had not stopped. It pulsed faintly through the fog. There were no birds, no wind, only that low vibration beneath everything. I could feel it in my chest, in the soles of my feet. The path narrowed as I moved deeper. The trees grew closer, their trunks darker, damp with moss and lichen. Branches hung low. I brushed them aside, fingertips tingling at each touch. An hour passed, maybe more. Time felt different in that space. Stretched thin, the light never changed. The sky a pale, endless gray above. Then the path opened. A clearing, circular, the ground bare, dark soil, smooth and undisturbed. The stones marked its edge, tall, leaning inward slightly, worn smooth by time. The hum deepened as I entered. My breath caught, my pulse slowed. The air inside was colder, thicker, harder to draw in. I crossed to the center. The ground felt wrong beneath me, softer than earth should be. A strange tension in the air. The hair on my arms lifted. The trees beyond the stones swayed, slowly. Not with wind, but as if moving of their own accord. Then came the lights. Faint at first, pale, blue-white. They drifted through the mist beyond the stones, moving in slow, deliberate circles, always just beyond reach. Shapes followed them. Tall, thin, slender figures that moved between the trunks. Their outlines blurred by the fog. They did not speak, did not pause, only circled the clearing. I stood frozen, my breath shallow. The hum grew louder, deeper. I felt it in my bones, a vibration beneath my skin. One figure moved closer. It did not step, it glided. The fog thickened around it. My vision swam. The air pressed harder against my chest. It raised an arm, long, unnatural. The hum became a pulse, slow, heavy. My heartbeat matched it. I could not move, could not speak. The stones seemed to shift. They pulsed with the hum. The ground beneath me throbbed faintly. The mist inside the clearing deepened. My world narrowed to the figure before me. And then darkness. I do not know how long the darkness held me. Minutes, hours, time was no longer fixed. When I came to, the clearing was changed. The stones stood as before, but the air felt heavier, the mist thicker, the hum deeper still. The figure remained before me, closer now, the outline sharper, yet no features, no face, only the suggestion of a form. The lights circled faster, their glow brighter now. The trees beyond leaned inward. The trunks groaned softly with each movement, the sound low, like a breath drawn too deep. I tried to step back. My legs were slow to respond, each movement heavy, the air thick as water, each breath labored. The figure raised both arms. The hum rose to a low, resonant tone. It filled my head, my chest. Thoughts scattered beneath its weight. Around me, the ground shifted, the soil no longer solid. It pulsed faintly beneath my boots, warm in places, cold in others, a rhythm that did not match my own. The lights closed in. They circled me now, slow, measured. The figure's arms remained raised. The hum vibrated the air itself. Then, motion, from the trees beyond, more figures, tall, countless, moving with the same slow glide. They formed a ring beyond the stones, a second circle around the clearing. The hum reached its peak, a deep resonance. The lights pulsed in time. My breath came in shallow gasps. My vision swam. I do not know what would have happened next. A sudden wind broke through, cold, sharp. The mist thinned for a breath. The hum faltered, just enough. My legs moved, without thought, instinct alone. I stumbled back, out of the circle, into the trees. The figures did not follow, but I felt them watching, felt the hum still deep beneath the ground. I do not remember the path back, only moving, branches tearing at my arms, the forest endless, the mist closing behind me. At some point the cabin appeared, the clearing around it the same, yet not, the air heavier, the ground colder. I write this now by lantern light. The hum has not stopped. It comes through the floorboards, through the walls. Outside, the mist thickens again. Shapes move at its edge. The tapping has returned. Soft, measured, circling the cabin. I do not know if I will leave, or if the path will still be there. The forest waits. The stones remain. And they know I have seen them.